Alright, it's April 18th, 2018, New Comic Book Day. We'll start with Marvel. We got Avengers, No Surrender, issue 15. It's been awesome so far. We got Daredevil, 601. Infinity Countdown, number 2. Iron Fist, Damnation tie-in. That's the last tie-in. I guess this one's going to be Iron Fist versus, I guess the original Iron Fist against, I think maybe Danny Rand's sister. I'm not sure. There's a lot going on there, but it's good. Spider-Man, $7.99. The Red Goblin. I like this Alex Ross art. Alex Ross has been crushing everything since forever. Last issue, Hawkeye. Tells suspense, Hawkeye and the Winter Soldier. They found Natasha Romanoff finally. It's issue part 5 of 5, issue 104. Weapon H, issue 2. I don't know if anybody else saw the solicits from Marvel and DC, but yeah, I spoiled a bunch of stuff for myself by accident, so now I kind of know what's going to happen to Weapon H in a couple issues, and kind of bummed about it, but what can you do? Weapon X, issue 16. Last issue was cool. It was Wolverine's birthday, and I guess Sabretooth and Wolverine always have a gnarly fight. That's all Marvel. DC, of course. Action Comics, issue 1000. Pretty big deal. I'm not sure how many covers you guys got. I just got one. I also got the Gabriel Del Otto variant cover. Should be coming in the mail sometime soon, and that one looks amazing. Also, of course, Superman, number 45. It's kind of like the aftermath of what happens with the whole entire Bizarro universe stuff. So I'm kind of interested in what happens there. Got a pug here. And I also got my first Aquaman issue I ever purchased. Aquaman issue 35. I guess apparently the events of Dark Knight's Metal are starting to have an effect on some stories now currently before No Justice starts. So I think this is one of the first few storylines that are starting to have effect. I don't know. I'm excited to read Aquaman. I never read it, and especially to see how it relates to Dark Knight's Metal in any way. We got Tom King's Batman, The Gift, and he's saying Booster Gold must die. So it's going to be a time travel issue with Booster Gold. I heard that apparently in this issue, Booster Gold brings back Batman's parents, I don't know, from time to maybe attend the wedding or something, I think. That's just what I heard. But I'm like, well, that's just like Tom King to go against what every character stands for, because Booster Gold's not about that. He's not about changing time. He's always been about preserving it, so I'm guaranteed he's going to get a lot of hate already if that's true. The Brave and the Bold, issue 3. I've been liking this a lot, and I didn't think I would, but I was going to avoid it because I didn't want to read a Lord of the Rings kind of story with Batman and Wonder Woman. And it's exactly what I thought it would be. It's pretty much like, magic and Celtic gods and long names like Tir na Nog and things of that nature. But I was really drawn into it by the art, and the inside is just as good as the outside, or close enough. It's good. I recommend it. Damage issue 4. I guess he's battling poison ivy there. I was gonna drop off at the end of last issue, but apparently, like, I don't know, like I found like some website that offers stuff cheaper, and I'm probably gonna continue buying the stories. I like don't really dig that much, but kind of want to see what happens. Like most of the New Age heroes, they have like a package deal where you get all the New Age heroes for like $9 total, and you get like all of them like every month. So I'm gonna do that. That's much cheaper than paying $3 for every single one. But I'm probably still gonna just keep reading this just for a little bit longer. I don't know, because I know there's some interesting characters that happen to pop up in the storylines from what I saw in the previews from CBC and DC and Marvel. So could be cool, but for the most part, I feel like it's kind of wasting time. I don't know. It's okay. Better than I thought it would be, though. So this one I'm stoked about. Tom King. I don't really like his Batman, but Mr. Miracle is awesome. I think the variant cover is sick. Really stoked for that. I've been enjoying Mr. Miracle a lot. Last week I bought the all new Wolverine, but it was Old Lady Laura. It's like Old Lady Wolverine, kind of like Old Man Logan, and Laura in the future. This one I bought in a whim because it's kind of the same deal. Harley Quinn, Old Lady Harley, and I never bought a Harley Quinn comic ever before, and I'm sure it's not going to be like the best thing ever, but it should be some dumb fun, and hopefully maybe have some good jokes in there. Maybe a joke or two. Could be fun. Also, Justice League. I've been getting the variant covers, and like the comic book store I bought this from is sold out, so I was kind of bummed about that. But so this is like the A cover, and the last one, last issue, Deathstroke shot the Fan, this villain that was, kind of messing up the Justice League's world. And so that's all the DC stuff. Got Valiant Comics, Quantum, and Woody. I like the art inside this too. Kind of like the page layouts, everything, the way it is from Kano. That's the artist, I guess. And it's been fun. Some dumb, silly fun. Next from Aftershock, I got Her Infernal Descent. I guess it's about like a mom going down to hell, I guess maybe to try to find her child or something like that, but I'm like, that sounds pretty cool, so check that out. This one's from last week, I believe, Analog, the A and B covers. I guess it's like in the future, security is compromised, like the internet and stuff, and so they hire people to carry stuff for them, and they just go through a lot, and to be able to deliver these packages of high security or value. But I hear it's good, so I'm excited to check that out. This one I'm stoked to read, Infidel, issue 2. I enjoyed the first issue a lot. I recommend it, so we'll see if the second issue holds up as well. Also from Image Comics, The Further Adventures of Nick Wilson, issue 4. This is one of the first independent comics I kind of bought on a whim that really kind of started my dive. And it was just about some guy who used to be a superhero, kind of like Superman or something, then he lost his powers and became not famous anymore and just stayed at home, smoked weed all day, and became a loser, pretty much. But yeah, it's just kind of like his redemption now after that, and not being such a scumbag anymore. But it's been interesting, to say the least. Then also this was I heard good things also. It's from last week was issue 2 of Oblivion Song, and I bought issue 1 as well. You know, I heard, like, my favorite comic right now is Gideon Falls, and just like one podcast I listened to, they're like, oh, like Oblivion Song is just as good. So I'm finally gonna read that, from Robert Kirkman, who's responsible for The Walking Dead, which I haven't really been a fan of, and that's why I was kind of hesitant to check this out. But I hear good things, so I'm like, all right, I'll give in. I'll check these 2 out. This one is from today, Survival Fetish from Black Mask. It says, Sahir runs for a living, Diamond Head to downtown, through a sniper alley that stretches the length of Honolulu. To his clients, he's a celebrity, but careers dodging bullets have high turnover rates, and Sahir tempts fate every time he laces his sneakers. So it sounds pretty cool. It sounds kind of like maybe, what was that, Mirror's Edge? That one game where you're running on rooftops and dodging gunfire and stuff. But it has potential, I think. Could be cool. And I'm excited to read it. So that's all the new stuff from today. Stuff I got in the mail recently from eBay. I got my Baby Teeth #1 variants that came in. That one's pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Virgin cover's pretty cool. And then also, I went and bought the whole entire series, 1 through 9, off of eBay. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it's been a good premise so far. I still feel like it's just getting started. Like, the first 5 issues I felt were kind of just a setup, and then the rest was kind of like the chapter 2, 6 through 9, and I still feel like I know it started, but I feel like it's still just building the foundation to really explode. So and I like the premise. It's kind of just like a Rosemary's Baby apocalyptic future, Omen kind of deal, and I just dig the theme. So we'll see if it delivers. But I think it's a good start. And then, sorry, I got shit everywhere. All right, over here. Also on eBay, I bought like the whole entire Tinian, right? That's how you spell his last name? This whole entire Tinian run of Detective Comics. So fucking numbers 9 through 4 through 971, and like I love all like the covers. The art is awesome. I think these are all A covers, and I don't think there's any variants in here, but yeah, the art is amazing on this. And then the dude I bought it from on eBay, he fucking hooked me up, and he gave me all these for free, like Titans Rebirth, like 1 through 4, like 5. Alright, Titans Rebirth. Dude, this is insane. Like 1 through 10. 1 through 11, really, but it starts the Lazarus Contract. And Lazarus Contract Part 2 goes to, Teen Titans and Deathstroke and Teen Titans again for the finale. And the epilogue on Deathstroke. But yeah, the whole entire Lazarus Contract. And then Titans 12, Bad Omen. And then start of the Night of the Monster Men storyline. Part 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, dude, he hooked me up with some free comics. Like, that's awesome. That was my favorite eBay transaction ever. Ridiculous. And then I wanted to talk about these a little bit from last week, the stuff I bought last week. I had Aftershock Brothers of Dracul, and I have the variant cover. I already put it away. I kind of put away all my variants from last week just to get them out of the way because I just had comics piling up everywhere. It was good. It was better than I thought it would be. It's just, two brothers fighting with, their dad, the king, or whatever, and they lose the battle, and then the opposing king takes them under the wing and starts training them. And instead of they're like, oh, we're prisoners. It's like, you're gonna learn how to fight and shoot arrows and sword fight and stuff. So two brothers are like, all right, well, like, what are we training for? And this wouldn't tell them anything. And then eventually, like, all right, let's go. They go to like this small village, and everything's just destroyed, and there's blood everywhere. And they like go up to a cave, and they're like, all right, well, what's in there? Like, we have to go in there. You're like, you guys have to, like, that's why we're here. That's why you did all this training. And then there's some kind of like weird creature, and it's apparently, I don't know, maybe what bites one of them and becomes Dracula. It's some creature, but it's a good start by Cullen Bunn. He did Dark Ark and a lot of other stuff. So now I can put these away after I'm done telling you about them. Boom, RoboCop, Citizen's Arrest. This was really cool. I think it's a great start, like a lot of fun. I guess RoboCop is retired, not willingly. Some like programmers or the police or whatever came in and just like kind of deprogrammed him, and so he can't even pick up his gun. They left him his gun on his table, and he's like, it just mocks him all day. He says he can't pick it up, even if he wanted to. It's programmed where he can't do it. And I guess the new police enforcement pretty much is just kind of like, if you see something, say something, so you can like report people of suspicious activity that you see, and you pay like a small fee to report them, and if you're right, you get like a bunch of money back. So people are just like going crazy, like just Judge Dredd kind of style, just Judge Jury or Executioner, just calling the cops on everyone. And the cops aren't really cops. They're like these like robot droid things that are just tasing people left and right and harassing everyone. And then of course, like it's a lot of fun because like you'll shows like the TV programs, looks like the Today Show, but they're just it's real tongue in cheek about how, I don't know. It's really good social commentary, just how RoboCop is in the movies and how it should be. So it's great. I recommend it. And all three covers that are out are beautiful. Crude from Image, issue 1. This one I had to read twice because I was like super tired when I read it. And there's just like a lot of Russian names, and it takes place in Russia. And so I just had to, reread all these names and try to connect them to who's who. It's like this hitman, and it shows him raising his son with, his wife, and then, it skips from back and forth from like the future and the past and present, and, it's pretty much just his son grew up without him being there because he was always being a hitman and working, but his son never knew he was a hitman. And his son took up this job in a dangerous city or some kind of dangerous place or something where they pay good, but it's just dangerous to be there, apparently. There's like gangs and stuff and whatnot. But his son ends up getting killed, and the dad ends up collecting the body from the cops or something. And so now he's going to track down whoever killed his son. So it was a good setup. Like after I read it the second time, I'm like, all right, that was pretty decent. But I was struggling for a bit. But I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I'll continue buying that story. Captain America 700. Let me let the dog out real quick. Captain America 700. I didn't like. I really am not digging Mark Waid's Captain America stories. I don't like the art. I know it's kind of like a throwback, but I'm not digging the art, not digging the story. It's just not good. And it had a bonus Jack Kirby kind of influenced story at the end, and that was okay, but I don't think it was very worthy of being a anniversary issue. So I'm gonna drop off of Captain America after this, even though the next storyline seems somewhat interesting, where I guess it's in the future, and a distant relative of Captain America I guess tries to find New Hope, and his great grandpa Captain America, for some inspiration or something. But it's written by Mark Waid. I don't care. I'm not gonna like it. Next is Exiles by Saladin Ahmed, and it was okay. I thought I would like it better, honestly, just because I love Saladin Ahmed's independent stuff like Abbott. I loved his Black Bolt from Marvel. That was awesome. And yeah, this has potential, because anything can happen. It's multi-dimensional story. So I'm going to continue to buy it. I guess you have the main character Blink, which was my least favorite character. That's just kind of teenage sassy kind of character. My favorite part of it was that it had Nick Fury as the Watcher. He took over Uatu the Watcher's role. So that was really cool seeing him in the beginning of the story. I guess it's kind of like the leader, pretty much captain of the Exiles. Almost like Charlie to Charlie's Angels, I would say. You know what I mean? Kind of like the man behind the scene that's in charge. Yeah, it has potential. Another character is, future Miss Marvel. This is Iron Lad. I guess he also is Kang the Conqueror as well. And then we haven't gotten to these two characters yet, so I'm assuming issue 2 will see the recruitment of those two. We got little cartoon Wolverine from some other dimension, and I'm honestly not sure who that is, but it has potential, and I'll probably pick up the next issue and see how it is. X-Men Red. I read this when I was really tired, and I want to say Gambit was just in it towards the end, and I think he was just on a TV report, news report. So I don't really have much to say about it. I'll probably have to read this again. I was too tired when I read it, but I remember it being okay. Despicable Deadpool. I liked this one a lot, but it was funny because Bullseye and Taskmaster caught up to Deadpool, and they caught him, and they were gonna grind him up through a wood chipper that fed into an aquarium of piranhas, and then I think Bullseye said they were going to burn the piranhas and then sniff the ashes. And yeah, it was funny, and yeah, they ended up letting him go towards the end when they found out that Deadpool put the bounty out on his own head, and they just felt weird about it. They're like, yeah, just get some help, man. But yeah, I thought it was kind of lame how they depowered Juggernaut in the beginning. Deadpool beat him right away on the first page. That's whatever, I guess. American Gods. I've been enjoying this. It's really slow paced. It's one that looks like a slow burn, but it's different and it's interesting. and the art's good. I mean, I think your average normal comic fan would probably hate it. It might be too slow paced and nothing going on. But I'm just kind of curious as what's going to happen with the two main characters in the story, and I probably should just read the book or watch the TV show, or but I like finding out issue by issue. It's fun. Also got a Baby Teeth variant. That's pretty fucking cool. Yeah. Forgot about that. I'll put this over here. Cold War, issue 3. The first issue, like, I want to reread these from the first issue, but I just remember thinking, like, the first issue was almost like a false flag and some good setup, and then the second issue was it followed like one character, and then this third issue it kind of gave background on two other characters and their motivations. So it's interesting. It's kind of revealing little by little, and I'm enjoying the story more and more. So I'm looking forward to the next issue, and also the artist. I think it's Hayden Sherman. Just came out with a comic today, and I was this close to picking it up, but I thought it just looked too similar to Cold War, like it's, sci-fi kind of same thing. But I'll probably pick it up eventually. I just got so much stuff that I couldn't justify it. But I'll probably pick it up next week or something. Gideon Falls. This is probably my comic book series of the week and month. My favorite new comic series. Favorite comic series in general. Like, the art is fantastic. The storyline's amazing. Jeff Lemire. Art by Andrea Sorrentino. Dave Stewart. But I highly recommend that, especially if you like Twin Peaks or like Legion, I guess, maybe, but it's really good. Sideways continues to be fun and silly, and they also gave a little dig at Spider-Man at the end. Like, this one was different from all the other New Age of Heroes issues because it gave a little review of who the character is and how he became, and I thought that was good. It was a little short review for your new reader. That's a smart idea. If someone just picked this up and be like, oh, okay, well, maybe I should check out the other issues, but who your character is, you understand, you don't need to necessarily buy the other ones. So I thought that was smart. They had that at the end. At the end, he said, it's said with great powers come a lot of baggage, but I'll leave that for the other guys. For me, I'll just keep doing my own thing, sideways. But I thought that was funny. It's kind of like a little nod to, we're copying Spider-Man, and but we're going to do it our way. Next was Immortal Men, another New Age of Heroes, issue number 1, by Tinian, and art by Lee. Art is so good in this. It's really good. Storyline is a lot to handle. It's just like an introduction to a whole entire new universe. Tons of new characters, tons of different like tribes or sections and groups and past histories, and it was a lot to soak in, but it's necessary for a world expanse, but it's a little too heavy, I think, for your regular reader, and I'll continue to get them because I want to see them combine into the regular DC universe characters, and plus the Batman Who Laughs is also in this book as well. So I'm interested to see how his part plays in. Next is Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns, issue 42. it was also talks about the ends of Dark Knight's Metal at the end. It talked about the Dark Stars, or it showed a picture of them in the corner on the last page, about their repercussions for using the 10th metal and subconsciously letting loose some things that they might not have meant to. And that's the whole reason I picked up Dark Stars. I was going to skip this whole entire Dark Star story in general until I read the last issue of Dark Knight's Metal. I was like, well, okay, I'd like to see this. And it was good. It was really good. And yeah, it's almost like how the Lantern's rings go and choose their bearer, and work with them the same way. The Dark Stars, their suit, went and found, I think, Tomar 2, I think, but he's an ex Green Lantern that's in jail for killing someone, and he's kind of like believes in the Punisher Red Hood mentality, where it's justifiable to kill it, for the greater good, and so this Dark Star suit chooses him, and he accepts, and they kind of transform into his body. And Tomar 2 has like a mohawk, kind of he's like a bird kind of mohawk character looking thing, and the suit ends up having like this mohawk thing, which is kind of dumb, but I guess they can't all just look like the same kind of basic droid. It gives them a little bit of personality, a little bit of taste, and you can kind of tell who's who. But I'm excited to see who else the Dark Stars recruits. I think this is going to be cool. And then the last Detective Comics, 978. It was good. It's just there's so much drama to explain in these Detective Comics that I don't really want to go through it, but I recommend it. Pretty much, there's someone playing both sides of Batwoman's side and the Colony and Batman. But it's worth checking out. Also, last week was Scarlet Spider Damnation tie-in, and I think there's one more tie-in of Scarlet Spider to Damnation coming. It's been okay. I think this one, it's Kane against Scarlet Spider, or at least they met up at the end. They were going to fight, and then I think they were going to team up, and then I think next issue they're going to fight. I don't know. I really don't care. I'm glad Damnation is almost over. I was really enjoying it, and then all these tie-ins started, and then Damnation just really feels like it's dragging. And I used to be really excited for the next issue, and it was funny and fun, and now it's starting to become like a task. Also, Doctor Strange Damnation. If I remember correctly, I don't even quite remember, but I feel like he found out Doctor Strange was, beating up his friends. He was possessed, kind of like the spirit of vengeance, but in his own mind, he was fighting to save, for him and his friends to save his life at like an Avengers battle, but he didn't know in real life that he was possessed and fighting his friends. Kind of like the same way as Hawkman in Dark Knight's Metal. Then it's him pretty much breaking out of that mentality, or actually he's still stuck in the mentality, but he finds the other Avengers that are also possessed, as the spirits of vengeance, and I guess next issue they're gonna break out, pretty much. Avengers No Surrender, it was good. This series has been solid in my opinion, and it's been exciting and a good pace and interesting all the way through. And I guess this issue, Hulk battles the original Game Master, the OG Game Master. I guess he calls himself Game Master Prime, I think. And yeah, they have a little fight, and Hulk actually hurt him, which is awesome. that dude was surprised, and that Hulk could do that, got pissed and punched Hulk like into space. He just kept flying, and I think probably Hulk will probably end up maybe possibly on Sakaar for the events of World War Hulk 2 and fight Cho. So we'll see. But in this issue, Pietro sacrifices himself just like the Flash, and ends up in the Speed Force just like the Flash, pretty much for the most part. Kind of not really. Scarlet Witch and I forgot who else, some other Avenger help out Pietro, Quicksilver, to go faster than he's ever gone before and catch this blue floating thing that was freezing their teammates in place. So, but now he's stuck in whatever dimension, and that's, I'm assuming, where the Quicksilver story solo series that's going to come out will take place, written by Solid and Ahmed, I think. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, I'm sure that's going to be cool. Oh man, also, lastly, I got this cover, Gabriel Del Auto from Dark Knight's Metal. This thing got like postponed and reprinted and messed up like over and over, and like months of delays, but this one finally came in the mail, and I got the last issue number 6, I believe. Yeah, like before this one. But yeah, I have like all the Gabriel Del Auto variants. They're awesome. But yeah, that's it. New comic book day. If there's anything else you guys want to talk about in the future, let me know. We got new Marvel solicits with all future stuff coming out, so I'm excited to catch up on that. There's a cool Venom preview in here, an Avengers preview. Alright, and that's going to be it for this week. See you guys next comic book day. Bye.